David and Hannah's icefield trip. Chapter 1: The Helicopter Ride. David, his sister Hannah, and their mom flew in the helicopter. They were flying to the icefield in the Rocky Mountains. They were going for a summer vacation to see the icefield. David looked through the helicopter window. He pressed his nose against the glass and looked below. David looked at the snow on the mountaintop. The snow was melting. The water was melting snow, but the water from the melting snow was swirling down like a river. "How tall is that waterfall?" asked David. "Hey, that's right," laughed David's sister Hannah over the noise of the helicopter rotors. Hannah was excited because they were traveling so fast. Hannah imagined boasting to her classmates about the helicopter ride. She wondered how she would describe the feeling of being so high above the ground. David smiled and thought of how the helicopter ride was one of the most exciting things he had ever done. As they reached their destination, the helicopter slowly circled its way down and landed safely. The pilot turned off the engine. The passengers waited for the rotors to stop moving before they got off the helicopters. "It was the best ride ever," said David. "I'm glad you enjoyed the ride. There is another ride waiting for you soon," said the pilot. "What is it?" asked David. "You'll see," said the pilot. Chapter 2: The Ice Explorer. David, Hannah, and their mom got on the large truck made especially to drive over ice. David stepped into the truck and looked around. It was the biggest truck he had ever seen. David wished that his dad could be with them. He knew his dad would have loved to ride around in the ice truck. Dad could not come because he had to work. Dad always worked a lot, even on weekends. David wished he could see his dad more often, and he had especially wanted his dad to come on this vacation. David sat near the window so that he wouldn't miss any scenery. He wanted to tell his dad about every detail. When everyone settled in their seats, the tour guide made an announcement. "Hello everyone, my name is Curtis Penderson, and I will be your tour guide." Curtis was a strong man. He had a broad smile, and his round cheeks seemed permanently pink from the cold air. "Welcome to the Rockies," he said in a deep voice. "Welcome on board the Ice Explorer. This truck can go over ice safely. Enjoy the ride." "What are we going?" asked Hannah. "I'll show you the map of where we are going," said Curtis. "We are going to the icefield," said David. "Is that one word or two words?" Hannah giggled as she read the name of the map. "Good question," said Curtis. The icefield is the name of the place we are going to see, so I guess it's one word. The Ice Explorer started to move. It moved slowly at first, but was soon going really fast. After riding the ice explorer for almost 15 minutes, the truck came to a stop. The tour group stepped out of the big truck. Curtis told the group safety rules that then he led them to a large open field. They were standing near the edge of the frozen ice field. Chapter 3: Global Warming. The ice field was huge. It seemed like it went on forever. David wanted to know how big it was, so he asked Curtis. The ice field covered an area of 375 square kilometers, but it used to be much bigger, explained Curtis. Curtis showed a picture of how the ice field looked 50 years ago. David noticed that the ice field was much bigger then. It is because of global warming, asked David, who had learned about global warming in school. Yes, that's right. The ice is melting because of the warmer weather, explained Curtis. What was the problem caused by global warming? Asked David with keen interest. Well, the soil became dry when the snow melts so early. The young plants can't grow in dry soil. Farmers will have trouble feeding their cows and horses if the grass does not grow, explained Curtis. Where does the water go? Asked Hannah. Curtis smiled and added, it goes into the river, stream, or ocean. It lives too fast, and then the soil became dry. As the ice field shrank, there will be less water for people. The children were both silent. That Curtis explained to them the pollution is the main reason for global warming. Curtis said the gas from cars and factories created the greenhouse effect, which make the earth warmer. Then Curtis mentioned about that polar bears were in danger. Hannah listened carefully. Curtis explained the polar bears had been drowning because the area that they live in they're made entirely of ice, and the ice was melting. Hannah felt sad for the polar bears. What can we do to help? Asked Hannah. To start, we need to tell people to save water and use it wisely, said Curtis. How? Asked David. Simple things like taking a shower instead of a bath or turning off the tap while brushing your teeth. Another thing, flush the toilet over than you really needed to. Flushing the toilet used a lot of water, explained Curtis. David took notes. David wanted to talk about the ice field for his next presentation at school, and this would be great information. Chapter 4: The Hike. After about an hours of walking around the ice field, it was nearly lunchtime. Curtis led the group back to the truck, and they all went to the restaurant. Curtis sat the same table with David, Hannah, and Mom. There was many different types of food on the menu. David and Mom ordered pasta and juice. Curtis ordered a burger and fries. Then it came to Hannah's turn to order. She couldn't decide to do elsewhere. Finally, she said, I want a pizza, a donut, and a soda. Well, Mom was not happy, but she let Hannah choose what she wanted because it was a special day. As soon as Hannah got the soda, she drinks it all and felt full. Hannah couldn't finish her pizza, so she wrapped it and put it in her backpack. After lunch, Curtis announced that the next activity. We are going to a hike, said Curtis. David looked around him and at the group of tourists. Everyone seemed really excited to go on the hike. David wondered what his dad was going right at the moment doing. He thought that his dad was probably sitting in front of his computer working. Just then, Mom picked up her phone. Someone had called her. Someone had called her, and she was whispering into the phone. David wondered why she was speaking so quietly and waited until she put the phone down to ask, "Who are you speaking with, Mom? Were you whispering?" asked David. "Oh, no one." Mom looked a little nervous and quickly changed the conversation. "Let's go. I think the group is ready to go on the hike." The group walked over a small bridge and over the clear stream. They were all walking along and suddenly noticed that Hannah was not with them. Mom panicked. David looked around the trees and down the path. They couldn't see Hannah anywhere. David ran down the path and around the corner, thinking she might be behind. He knew that she must have seen some cute animals or pretty flowers and got distracted. As soon as David turned the corner, he spotted Hannah. "Look, David, it's a bighorn sheep. My teacher at school showed me the picture of a bighorn sheep before," said Hannah, looking excited. "Hannah, look!" and shouted David. "We thought we lost you. Let's go. The group is far ahead." Hannah slowly joined David and the rest of the group. She was really excited about seeing the bighorn sheep. "I wonder what else we will discover," thought Hannah. Chapter 5. David is a hero. Let's go up the path and meadow the trail line. "We will see a beautiful scenery there," said Curtis. "Oh, and by the way, don't be surprised if you see a bear or two." David and Hannah was excited to see with the idea of seeing a bear. "Mom, do you think bears are friendly?" she asked. I think so. If you didn't bother them, they won't bother us, said Mom. Curtis said that if we see a bear, we need to stay far away from it as possible. We don't want to disturb them or get them upset. David looked ahead. Along the side of the trail were lush and of salmon berries. What are those pink berries? Asked David. Besides fish, they're the bear's favorite fruit, salmon berries, said Curtis. David wondered if he would see any bears since their favorite food was near. Just then, Curtis raised his arm to signal the group to stop and to be quiet. Over there, I see a bear and two cubs, pointed Curtis. Careful not to attract attention from the bears. We need to move away quickly. We must get far away from the bears, said Curtis. However, Hannah was curious about the bears, especially the cute cubs. She wondered what if soft bear fur and black fur would feel like if she struck it. She couldn't believe that something so cute could be dangerous. She stood there looking at the bear. Suddenly, the mother bear turned around and looked straight at Hannah. The mother bear wiggled her nose and her nose and let out a loud growl. Hannah felt very afraid, and then she realized that the group was not near her. Help! Cried Hannah. Hannah didn't know what to do. She had not listened up when she were told to stay with the group. What and now she was in real danger. The bear stood up its back leg and growled louder. This time, the rest of the group heard the bear and saw it moving toward Hannah. Just then, they remembered that Hannah had a slice of pizza in her backpack. David ran to Hannah and grabbed the backpack from her. He took out the pizza slice and threw it at the bears. Wow, that was scary, said Hannah, shivering as she joined the rest of the group. Next time, Hannah left the food behind. Bears can smell food from far away, Curtis said. Next time, asked Mom. Next time, stay with the group. Mom was angry. We were lucky that David acted so quickly. Yes, said Curtis. You're a hero, David. Chapter 6, Recycling. Back at the hotel, they all sat around a warm fireplace. Curtis' mom and the other hikers were talking about the bear's attack. I'm glad we got out of the bear's way. Also, that was quick thinking, David, said Curtis. Thank you, said David. I've read about bears. Then they smelled food. They knew actually where it is. So when I saw the bears going toward Hannah, I remembered that Hannah had saved the pizza from her lunch. said David. And then David remembered that Curtis has said about liver-warming and added, I guess Hannah didn't want to waste her lunch. That's a good point, said Curtis. Here at the icefield, we tried hard to reduce waste. How do you reduce waste? Asked David. Good question, David. Everyone can do something, explained Curtis. You mean like recycling? Asked Hannah. And saving electricity? Added David. Yes, there's so much more. Too, we can eat better food than is grow locally or start a garden. We could do simple things like walking or riding bikes to school, said Curtis. We can reuse a lot of things then we go to the grocery store. We can use cloth grocery bag or paper bag that we have used before, said Mom. That's exactly what we're going to present to our school that when we go back, said David. We're going to suggest a complete recycling program just like they have at the icefield. That's great, said Curtis. Chapter 7 Surprise. Well, David, you must feel very proud. You saved your sister, and it looks like both of you have learned a lot. Curtis said with a smile. David did feel proud of himself, but he still wished that his dad could himself, but he still wished that his dad could be there. He was glad that his dad had given him the opportunity to see the icefield, but he could not get rid of the sad feeling deep inside him. David was thinking of all the wonderful things he had seen when Mom's phone rang again. She picked up the phone and spoke quietly, almost in a whisper. David was curious about the phone call. He wondered if it was his dad and he wanted to speak with him. But Mom put the phone down before David could speak. Mom, who was that on the phone? Asked David. He was hoping it was his dad. Oh, I might as well tell you, said Mom. Tell us what? Interrupted Hannah, who was also curious. All of a sudden, the door opened and Dad walked in. David and Hannah were surprised to see him. They jumped with joy and then ran and hugged him together. They were very happy that Dad could join them on their vacation. They I don't know this started they immediately started telling Dad about all the things that they had seen and got done on their icefield trip. Most of all, they told Dad how happy they were that he could join them.